Yeah, everything's sweet. Obviously, diet's there, but I mean, it's gonna obviously get a lot more strict next week. But everything's going good.
Talk to me, Alex, about prepping for Yair. I mean, he's got I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong here, but obviously a very unique style, unique striking. Seems like you never really know what to expect from this guy. How do you prepare for somebody that seems to be unpredictable?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. That's why camp was exciting. Preparation was exciting because obviously it's new challenges, which is something I love. But your year is definitely dangerous and unpredictable. But the best way is to just get guys that can give you the best looks. You ain't going to get someone that's going to be exactly like Yair. They ain't going to be exact combos they're going to work from because you never know what's coming from what angle and from where, what range. So, which again is it's exciting. But I was lucky enough to get really good training partners to give me as many looks as they could. Like 11-time world champion Taekwondo, Taekwondo world champion Carl Van Roon, Blood Diamond, who's just as unpredictable as anyone in the world, at a very close range as well. And then had Brenton Mumford, who, a friend of ours that loves switching stances. So just as many looks as you can, and then just throwing a whole heap of crazy shit at me.
In a way, is it refreshing to have something to prepare for and get excited about? I know you put in so much work, but you're so damn good that you make everything look so easy at this point. Is it almost exciting to have something like, okay, this guy's really unpredictable and this is going to be fun?
Yeah, well, it was very fun in preparation. Again, you want things that are gonna, I don't need to be motivated. As I always say, I'm disciplined. I'm gonna do what I need to do. But to have someone like Yair in front of me, it's exciting. It is something new. It's something like a couple of other things that we need to work on. But you sit there and say, we make things look easy. That's because of the preparation. We know he's a challenge. We know he's going to throw some things at us. We know he's going to be unpredictable, but the preparation that we put in, don't be surprised if I do still make that look easy. But that's because how serious I'm taking him and how dangerous he is. I put the work in and did what I needed to do, and that's why you're going to see me turn up.
Not to take this to a dark place, and I know you don't want this, but I talked to Yair the other day, and he said, "Hey, look, I'm ready to go in there and die if need be to win." When you hear something like that, what do you think?
Oh man, well, I love to hear that. Like, obviously, that's what I live by. You know what I mean? I literally, that's the thing. People will say it. People say a lot of things. People say you hear people with their fancy quotes and they like to share them on Instagram and all this stuff. But how many people actually do that? I go out there and prove. I will put myself in these positions. I will make myself uncomfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Right? I actually do that day in day out. I've been in positions where I was like, all right, I have a die or his arms gas out. I've been in the positions. You've seen it in the octagon. Obviously, Brian Ortega's guillotine, things like that. People say it, I do it.
Right, and anybody who watched that fight knows, right? Not one time, but twice. Caught in a place people thought the fight was over. It wasn't over. Um, I know you're so focused on this, Alex. Any idea what you want to do after this? Is it Tapora? Is it a rematch with Islam? Obviously, that fight was so damn good. What are you thinking after Yair this weekend or next weekend? I should.
Yeah, well, that's it. Obviously, I've got to go do my thing. I'll focus 100% on Yair, but obviously, I want that rematch. Then you got guys like Ilya's name getting thrown out there, and whoever it is, I'm going to turn up because I want to be active. So that's that. So it's pretty simple with me. People aren't going to be waiting long, but it just depends on who the UFC want. Obviously, I want that rematch. We'll just see what happens.
How do you beat him? Where do you believe you say, hey, I think I can beat him there, or there might be an opening here? To the extent that you can share, Yair, obviously, without giving away your game plan. He has seemingly been, and I know we saw him against Islam, and he technically lost the fight, though a lot of people say that he won the fight. So he has looked at as unbeatable, I think, as there is in the UFC right now. So how do you go in there and actually be the guy to beat him?
Yeah, I was looking at some of his fights just right now. I like to do that to have a fresh idea of fighting him, of course.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem to have many holes in his game. But a big part of being a martial artist is know how to create reactions, right? So I'm sure if I smart enough during the fight, I'm gonna be smart enough to go and create a reaction that's gonna lead to an opening, and then I can take advantage of that. You know, that level of fighting we're talking about, where of course he doesn't have many openings because obviously he's good, he's explosive, he has a good cardio, he has everything, he's well rounded, like we already know. But this is fighting, you know, you never know what it can happen in there, and a quick reaction from somebody can end the fight. So I think it's gonna be one of those fights.
Yeah, and I would ask him too. I would say to him, like, you know, Alex, there are obviously not many people, if anybody else, like Yair, and with the striking and the creativity that you have. So, you know, while you obviously have challenges to deal with him, he has challenges to deal with you, doesn't he?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I don't really like to talk too much about like, oh yeah, I'm a
I know
threat
you're
for
too
anybody
humble.
in
You're
the
too humble.
division. It's not it's not that, you know, but I just think I don't know how people doesn't get tired of the same shit every
Yeah.
time, you know. It's like, oh, I'm the best, I'm here to fuck everybody up. And
Right.
man, I don't need to go and talk like that to nobody. And I don't need to make people believe that I can do something by talking, you know. That's gonna be there or not the day of the fight,
Right.
you know, and that's what's gonna talk at the end of the day. Not my words, you know. So people can expect of me going in there and give a war as always, and that's it. You know, is what I can ensure to people. Then the result is just part of what it is. You know, it's like it's a 50-50. You know,
Right.
you see as numbers, it's a 50-50. Anything can happen, and I accept anything that it comes with it. You know, I understand the sport, and more than being prepared to win this fight, I'm ready to fucking die. And that's one of the things, you know, that you gotta be prepared for every time that you step into that cage. You know, many people go in there thinking only on winning, on winning. I go in there with many fears, you know, but also I beat my fears every single day. And you know, so I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. I take it. I feel the lose. I feel the death. But as I don't want to die, then I will do my best to survive. So, and not only survive, but by being amazing, you know, while I'm doing it. So we're going with style if I have to go. So you want to see it
I
that
know.
way?
Yeah. You're a cerebral guy, Yair. Do you envision it ending in one way? Is there a way that you see yourself actually winning the fight and winning the belt?
I have visualizing this fight in different ways, right? But winning this fight, I think it can go in the 4 round by TKO, but also with a submission. You know, I don't know. Many people think that it can be submitted because he already fought
Can you get him to
Makhachev.
tap out? Brian couldn't. Can you get him to tap out?
I mean, he say he'll rather die before tapping out. You know, which is gonna be interesting to see if I got him in a position where he has to tap out and he doesn't, then you know who knows what's gonna happen. But
Sleep.
yeah, you know, yeah, or something, you get something, arm or whatever, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
But I see myself winning for sure, and I think is what mattered the most, you know. And I'm putting that in my head. I truly believe in what I'm saying, and it's just a matter of time to go and show the world what I'm capable of doing.